Yeah, well, the thing about your Timothy Chalamet fan art drawing is that it needs a little bit more tentacles. And we're live. Welcome back to another episode of Half Baked, the official baked goods mini podcast. Today we have a very special sponsor for this video, Beats by Baked. Link in the description if you would like to purchase. Anyway, this video is about the Jackbox Party Pack. The Jackbox Party Pack. I guess it wasn't called Jackbox Party Pack 1 because they didn't know they'd make more. This game was the original, the OG party pack that started the absolute dynasty we have today. And I'm going to talk about it today. I briefly mentioned in my Party Pack 2 review that I felt this party pack was outdated and there was no reason to buy it. And in this episode of Half Baked, I'm going to briefly elaborate on why it is I have these thoughts. So if we look at the lineup of games in this pack, we have You Don't Know Jack 2015, Drawful, Word Spud, Lie Swatter, and Fibbage XL. And if you haven't heard of some of these games, there's a reason why. Let's start with the most well-known games. So Jackbox games originally had just a bunch of standalone games, and their three big ones, You Don't Know Jack, Drawful, and Fibbage, were all released in this party pack. Makes sense. Those were their best games at the time. They wanted to put their best foot forward. So let's go through these games, and I'll explain why I don't feel like this is the best combo for you to spend your money on. You Don't Know Jack 2015 is a version of the classic You Don't Know Jack trivia game that Jackbox loves and I love. It's kind of outside of the box trivia questions with some nice host banter, but the reason why I don't like this version is because it only seats 4 players. The version of You Don't Know Jack, full stream in Party Pack 5, seats 8 players, and almost every other Jackbox game also seats 8 players. And the problem with a 4-player Jackbox game is that very rarely will you actually have 4 players and be playing Jackbox, because usually you're playing with like 6. So that's just kind of a flaw. I have no idea why they made it 4, but that's just kind of bad. Like, you can't play it when you have the whole squad of 8 together. You'd have to play other games. So this just is one less game you can play. And it's not something like Bomb Corp, which is probably designed for that small niche of 4 players. This is one of the best, biggest Jackbox games. You Don't Know Jack. It's a big trivia game. And the fact that it's limited to 4 really puts a cap on how good this party pack can be. Fibbage XL. I have no particular quarrels with this game. I just think there are better options. Fibbage 3 in Party Pack 4 has the game mode Enough About You, and that's, in my opinion, more entertaining than normal Fibbage. Answering lies and stuff like that about your friends is sometimes better than the original game mode where you're just answering random trivia questions. And Drawful, I have no quarrels with Drawful. I just think the rest of the pack as a whole brings it down, and I'll explain that now. So, the 2 unknown games, Word Spud and Lie Swatter, these are particularly uninteresting, and I will give you a brief overview of why I think that. Now, I've never actually played these games. This is just research I have from the interwebs, so I could be completely wrong. So take my word with a grain of salt. Or pepper, because pepper is the superior condiment. So Lie Swatter is a game where there'll be a bunch of true or false questions on the screen, and on your phone you either hit true if you think it's true or false if you think it's false. Everyone does this for all the questions, and you get points or something if you're right, and you don't if you're wrong, and that's the entire game. It's a true-false simulator. That's not very fun. Word Spud is a word association game. Well, there'll be a word on the screen, and if you're the active player, you have to come up with another word that makes that word make sense. So, for example, if the word on the screen was door, you'd have a limited amount of time to come up with some word that is like fits with that. So you could say doorknob or door frame. And then everyone else will vote yes if they like that answer or no if they don't. And then you get points for all the yeses and you lose a point for all the no's. And that's the game. Everyone takes turns coming up with words. So both of those games don't seem very flashy to me, and they don't seem very entertaining to me. And I feel like if I had these in my collection, they would never ever get played. So why does this pack not work? Well, one, with hindsight, this pack is a little redundant. There's a better version of You Don't Know Jack in Party Pack 5. There's a better version of Fibbage XL in Party Pack 4. There are two bad games, and Drawful is the shining knight of this pack, I would say. However, I already have Party Packs 4 and 5, and I have the standalone game Drawful 2. So why would I ever get this game? That would be for Wordspud and Lieswatter, except as I've mentioned, I'm not particularly fond of the idea of either of them. So there are 3 games you could get possibly better versions elsewhere, and there are 2 bad games. I think if you like the idea of Fibbage, you should either get Party Pack 2 if you also want to play Quiplash or Bidiots, and if you want to play something like Monster Seeking Monster, get Party Pack 4. Party Pack 4 also has the best version of Fibbage to date. So I think if Fibbage is the real seller for you, get Party Pack 4. You Don't Know Jack, you can find a better version of that in Party Pack 5. And by the way, Party Pack 5 has some solid side games in addition to You Don't Know Jack, and I think they are much stronger than the games in this pack. So if you're looking for that, get that. And if you're really interested in Drawful, I recommend getting the standalone game Drawful 2. Usually it's like $10, which I would not pay that for it, but it frequently goes on sale for $5. So I would definitely buy Drawful 2, even if you're not interested. I think it's such a good game. It's one of my most played games for the last 2 months. I think it's so much fun. And when it's $5, I think that's a very reasonable price to pay for a game that you will get a ton of mileage out of. So that is my opinion. That's what I think about this pack. If you already own all of the other packs like I do, I really don't see a reason to get this pack. Maybe one day when I have just a joke boatload of disposable income, I'll just buy this for the shits and giggles. However, this game does go on sale for $12.49 very frequently because it's the oldest game. And if you're new to Jackbox, that might be a great way to get into the series. You could get 1 and 2 for a combined cost of $25, which is normally what a normal pack costs. I think the new ones nowadays cost $30, which I get. They're trying to capitalize on the market they've created, but the OG games cost $25. So if you don't have any Jackbox games, it might be good to get the oldest ones for cheap. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. It's your choice. This is just my opinion. I hope I've given you some information to be able to make a decision for yourself. Like I said, this is kind of a short and sweet video just because I don't have this pack. I didn't want to make a full-length podcast about it, not having actually played all of these games. This is just what I've heard about them, so judge that with a peppercorn. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll try to be making some more normal content. I guess I say normal in air quotes because none of my content is normal. I am finishing up my Gaming with Good Season 1 FTL Faster Than Light playthrough with my friend Aiden sometime this week. There's only like 3 more episodes I have to post, so that's exciting. Go watch that after this video, or go watch my Party Pack 2 review. Either way, keep playing Jackbox, stay healthy, and I'll see you in your dreams, baby. Peace.